Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to thank you all for joining our first ever podcast, Hurley's Hand-Dyed Yarn. And I'm Donna Marie Hurley, and I own Crystal Skies Hand-Dyed on Etsy, and I'm Crystal Skies Hand-Dyed on Instagram, and on Ravelry, I'm Crystal Skies Yarn.
And I'm Amber Hurley McConaughey, and I am the owner of Amber's Yarn Shop. On Instagram, I am Amber's Yarn Shop. I don't have Ravelry, but on Etsy, I'm Amber's Yarn Shop, and I'm her daughter. We're Hurleys. Hurley's my maiden name.
I claim her.
You claim me. All right. So introduction. That was our introduction. We have a list.
We're ready this time, boy.
We're being proactive. Okay. About ourselves.
Oh, about ourselves. I am retired, and I've been retired for about 8 years now. And I got into yarn dyeing because when I first was retired, I didn't know what to do with myself. So in 2011, wasn't it? Yeah, 2011. I opened my first shop, which is still on Etsy. It's called Crystal Skies Handmade, and I sell baby items there and crocheted things. Well, then a couple years ago, my daughter Christy and I decided we were going to try some yarn dyeing, and it was so much fun that we both went into our own shops, and that's what I have on Etsy now also, and it started in 2015. So
On that one.
I've been doing it a couple years.
You kind of cut through a whole bunch of things in one.
Okay.
This was just about ourselves, but that's okay.
That's me.
I'm not retired. I'm working. I'm a school bus driver. I used to work in the medical field, but didn't want to anymore when we moved this last year. So I decided to do something else. I was a substitute teacher for a while, and then last year I became a school bus driver. And next year I'm going to be a school bus driver, which starts in like 3 weeks, by the way. A school bus driver and a kindergarten paraprofessional. So I'll be at the school all day long, which will be awesome. I opened my first Etsy shop in 2010 because we are a crafting family. We have always crocheted, done scrapbooking. I'm also a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up!
We have to have our hands busy at all
Yeah,
times.
we all have ADHD, maybe undiagnosed, but we have to be busy at all times, and that's part of it. And so I started my first shop, which is my other shop, A Hairy Good Idea, in 2010, and I called it A Hairy Good Idea at the time because I was making a lot of hair items. Like hair clips, headbands, all that stuff, and I thought it's a very good idea to shop there, so it's a hairy good idea. And then I transitioned to other things. I made baby rocks for a while. I do nursing pads, baby wipes, pillowcases. You forgot you do pillowcases.
Oh yeah, I do
too.
pillowcases.
Just
on
pillowcases.
my Crystal Skies
Handmade. Crocheting. I do soap saver sacks, which I love. I don't have any to show off, but those are fun too. And we make them out of cotton yarn, and you just put your bar of soap in it, pull the drawstring, and use it like a scrubby.
Right.
Those are actually one of my favorite things to make on that shop.
And although I'm a hand dyer of wool yarn, I work with cotton, and I don't knit. I crochet.
Yep,
So for all you crocheters out there, here we are.
This is your crocheting podcast because
That's right.
I mainly crochet. I do knit a little, and I'll show you some of my knitting projects today. But I'm not as good at knitting. I'm much better at crocheting, and I've been doing it longer. I figured out the other day I started when I was like 5. So that means I've been crocheting for like 32 years, which
well, we won't
is
say how
crazy.
long I've been
A
crocheting
long time.
since I was 12. So yeah.
A long time, over half a decade.
I did get that in there, didn't you? Yeah, I'm old.
That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're not that old. Let's see. Anything else about
You're as
myself?
old as you feel.
That's true. My Etsy shop.
And she has a
then I have-
husband named Dave.
Yes, my husband is Dave. We've been married for 7 years. We got married in May of 2010. And we were both older when we got married, which was nice, even though we're both kind of set in our ways. That's not always as fun. But we know we have a good marriage. We're happy. We have fun.
And he has.
And he has what?
Etsy
Oh,
shop
but I was
too.
going to talk about that when I get to the other thing.
Oh.
I'll talk about his Etsy shop later.
I'm skipping ahead.
She's skipping ahead.
I
He does
can't
have an
read
Etsy
her
shop.
writing, so
It's Amber shorthand. That's what I call it. And we also, I actually was a musical theater major in college. And so my entire life, I've been really musical, and I've
Yes.
done shows. Like in high school, I was always doing like 3 shows at once. I'd be rehearsing one, doing like dress rehearsals for another, and performing another at the same time. So I went to college for that, and my husband and I are actually rehearsing a play right now. We're rehearsing Mary Poppins that opens in 3 weeks as well, which it's going to be crazy. The month of August is going to be crazy, and we're going to have to move. Yay that! All this stuff at once. But yeah, so that's a little bit more about me. Oh, and we have cats.
We both
We
have
both
2
have
cats.
We don't have any kids, but we have fur babies.
That's right. I have a hairless cat named Pearl, and then I have a Manx cat named Abby.
Is she a Manx?
She's got no tail.
Does that make her a Manx? I thought it
Makes
was
her
a
Manx.
breed. Oh.
No, it is a breed.
Well,
Well, any tailless cat they call a Manx.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
We have 2 cats too. We have Katya, who is a Russian blue. And when we got her, Dave didn't want pets, but I did, so we compromised and got Katya. And he found her actually at the at PetSmart. She was an adoption from the Humane Society, and said, if we get a Russian cat, can I name her a Russian name? And I said, okay. And he's like, okay, let's go to PetSmart. Because he had already done while I was at work, he had done the reconnaissance mission and found Katya, whose name at the time was Ivy. That's what they had named her, was Ivy. We changed her name to Katya. They said she was about 4 months old. We think she might have been a little bit older.
Because she was big.
But she was long and skinny at that time.
That's true.
But she's a big cat, and you may see her on my Instagram sometimes if you follow me on Instagram. You see Molly more often than Katya, I think, on my Instagram. And then we have Molly. Molly's our tabby.
And she's a talker. She talks in every one of her Stampin' Up
Yeah,
videos.
I have another YouTube channel for my Stampin' Up, and Molly, meow, 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 all the time.
Yep.
And I've gotten pretty good at mimicking meows, so if you ever hear me meow, that's why. So we have our cats. We're only 8 minutes into this right now, too. And we've talked about half of what we've got on.
Well, the rest of the stuff will take
longer.
Yeah.
Okay. Our next thing I have on the list is projects in progress, because we were going to talk about your yarn caker, but you don't want to show that, but you're
No.
excited about it. Do you want to talk about it?
Yes. I got the Stanwood yarn caker. And I only got it because one of the other podcasters, not Alicia, Laura Brady, had mentioned that she just got it and how good it was. So first I posted on Instagram, and I got all kinds of people that said they just loved it. So I thought, I just had a little nitpicks one, and it was starting to get wonky. So I went ahead and ordered it. They shipped it so fast, and I love it. I caked everything I had that I was using, everything.
She made me cake last night on it just to see how awesome it was, and it's so much faster than my little nitpicks.
Yes, and
one.
it doesn't make noise.
And it doesn't.
It's so
It doesn't get
smooth.
wonky.
No, it doesn't,
Sometimes
because-
the nitpicks one, if you go too fast, it can get wonky and pull
Right.
off.
And then my nitpicks one, you know how you put the thing down to hold the yarn? Well, I'd have to hold it because it wouldn't hold. This,
wouldn't
you put
catch
it on
it.
and it's in there.
It's
So,
nice.
yeah, it's fun.
So 4 enthusiastic thumbs up, right?
Yes,
For that
it
yarn
was.
caker.
So if you don't have a caker, or your
Oh, we can put the
old
link
ones,
down in the comments too if you want to
Okay,
put the link to
yeah,
it.
we'll put
so
the
in case
link.
you guys are
It's
interested
just
in it.
Stanwood on I found it on the internet.
Yeah.
And don't go through Amazon. My other daughter went through Amazon and she paid like $10 more. So you might as well get the good deal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway.
Okay. So projects in progress. Do you have a project in progress?
I do,
you
but
wanna show?
it's over
Do you
there.
want to go grab it?
Okay, I'll
I'll
go
get
grab
mine
it.
out while you go grab yours.
Okay.
Okay. So ignore my 31 bag. I don't have any regular knitting bags or crop project bags. I have my 31 bag. So let me show you first off what we're using. I'm using TARDIS in Flight. This is from my mom's shop. And this is in worsted weight, right?
Right.
Right. So this is the yarn. I am actually, okay, so let me,
And she's going to show you what they look like before they're caked.
Yeah,
So
so
that you can get an
can
idea.
you grab that for me?
Mhm.
I can't look
But
at my
this is
arm.
in baby alpaca.
Okay, so it's a different-
But it's the same colorway completely. You get the black, the blue, and the white.
And then this is what it looks like caked. And then this is a swatch of it,
See it?
crocheted. So this is a crocheted swatch. I'm making a beanie hat with it, okay?
Right.
So,
So this is how I've got white on two ends, and then this is my little peg. White on two ends, and then black and the blue in the middle. So you get kind of almost a striped effect. You'll get like a black if you're doing socks. You get like a black, and then you'll get a little white, and then you'll go into the blue, and then a little white. So it's kind of a different look.
and we'll take this moment to talk about Dave's shop now.
Okay.
Okay,
Is this
this
Dave's
is
shop
Dave's
then?
shop because my husband made me this crochet hook. And let me show you.
Oh,
These.
yeah,
We're
the
going to do a
crochet
pre-order for these on his shop, just so you know. We'll have the link down in our description box for that as well. So, what it is, I'll talk about the handle first.
Okay.
This is the handle.
But it won't have the
It
clip
won't
on
have the clip on it. We discovered with trial and error that the clip is not comfortable to crochet with. But it comes with all the needles. Well, not all, not the tiny ones. But it comes with size, what's the smallest one? I can never get them out. I have fat fingers.
Don't you just take them through?
I can't. I have fat fingers.
Ooh, they're really in there. Good.
They're really tight because I only use the same size all the time. There we go. Push up on that side. Okay, so it goes from size D
These
up
not
through.
too small.
So D3. Oh, I'm sorry. I have a C2.
That looks bigger.
That's a C2. C2, D3. Up through H. Up through size H or 8. So, this whole thing. So we're going to do a pre-order. And in the pre-order, I haven't really discussed it with Dave, but I think just tell us what your favorite color is. And you'll get either an acrylic or a wood handle, depending on what color you like. And we'll match it as best we can to accommodate. You may get a multicolor, but there will be a pre-order. And the kit for everything that you get is $75. Just so you know. Okay? So that's going to be the cost on it, and I don't think he charges shipping on his shop.
No,
But
he doesn't.
but I don't know
on the
with-
$2 thing. That
Yeah.
will fit in the
Yeah.
$6.95.
Okay. So I'll have to discuss the shipping on him on this one because his other stuff is so light. He does pens too that we don't, it's not as expensive. But yeah, so we're going to do a pre-order. I'll have the link to his shop in the description. We'll get those pre-orders on sometime in the next day or two, hopefully by tomorrow. And I think we'll probably do 5 pre-orders to start with because he's a school teacher and school starts in 3 weeks. So we have to do as many as he can do before school starts, and then we'll put on like 1 or 2 at a time when he has time. Just so you guys know, okay?
Well, if they're
So-
pre-ordering.
Well, no, but I mean, then he'll have to have time to turn it
Oh, right.
after, So we'll have to figure that out because it'll probably be a 1 to 2 week turnaround time. Just so you know, probably 2 week turnaround time. But we'll put that on there too. So yeah, so that's what I'm working on. That's Dave's shop. And now what are you working on?
And I have a little work in progress. On my other shop, I crochet dishcloths. And I started this project. I'm using, there'll be 4 different colors. And they're all a splash color. So that's my crocheting. And it only takes me an hour to
those up
do.
close. Show
So
those
it's
up
hard to
close.
get.
That orange is so pretty.
That's blue.
I like the orange.
And then this is
It does like an
orange.
ombre.
Yes, isn't that pretty? And then
cool.
this is the green.
You want to move your hand this way a little so they
Oh,
can see
green. It's a splash color. And then the purple. I thought these 5 looked really good
Oh,
together.
that is pretty, yeah. So you're going to sell them in a set of all 5 colors?
Yes, there'll be a set of
Oh,
all 5
good.
colors. I'll have 2 sets available of this set, and then I have 2 other complete sets that I'll be
this.
doing too. Yeah. So those are my work in progress.
Okay. So now we want to talk about finished products.
Okay.
So do you want to go first?
No, you go first because I have to get my finished project. I forgot yesterday that I had this one. So I'm going to show you.
Okay. So we'll talk about first my knitting that I did last year.
Yes.
So last year when I first started dyeing, honest truth, when we first started dyeing, what were we dyeing with?
Food coloring.
Food coloring has very few options.
Because we didn't even know about the Dharma acid dyes.
But
So-
for really cheap, you can get some really vibrant colors. So the first thing I dyed, I actually did hand painting with, I did my big hank and I did a hand painting and I rolled it up and did it in the microwave. And this is the color that I came up with, and I actually made this hat out of it with a cute little tassel on top. It's hard to tell that it's actually purple, red, and orange. So that's purple dye, red food coloring, and orange food coloring. Purple food coloring, I should say. And then with a cute pom-pom. So that's the first one I made. And then I experimented with dip dyeing. Dip dyeing is awesome when you're making a hat. Because look at how cool that looks. It did like a swirling thing. And this is too, all these projects that I made were made with food coloring.
Right,
These
and,
were
and these are all knitted.
They're all knitted. So I don't do much knitting. But last year,
She did a
for
lot.
about 4 months, I did a lot of knitting. I knitted a lot of hats. And then, I actually did a giveaway too on my Instagram last year. And the person who won another one of these that I knitted. Whoops! Ah! This is also food coloring. These are all food coloring. I don't know why I keep saying that, but look how pretty that one is too. Look how vibrant that is. And that also, it was dip dyed on one side and then dip dyed on the other. If you don't know what dip dyeing is, basically, you dip the yarn.
Do you have the two blocks together?
They're right here. They're black and white. Okay, now these two hats were made with the same scheme. And what I did to dye the yarn was I rolled it up in a big ball.
Oh, this is that one.
Yeah, this is that one. And then I lost my list. I dyed the water black and I put the ball in. And I squeezed on the ball as I went. Okay? So this is from the outside of the ball. And as you can see, as I knit down, or as I knit it up, it's the inside. Because I actually started with the other side first. But as it got towards the inside, it got lighter and lighter. So these two hats were made with the same hank of yarn, basically the same ball of yarn, but they turned out completely different. And I love these hats.
I do too.
I can't believe no one's bought them yet.
Yeah. Well, you just put them in your shop.
Well, but they were in my other shop for a while.
But
okay, then these two were made with the same one too, and they actually twisted up a little different.
oh yeah, way different.
Yeah. And I have one with
the
with the
ball.
tassel and one without. And so yeah, these are knitted too. And you know, knitting I'm not as good at, but I love the way knitted hats look. I always feel like they look more clean than a crocheted hat.
Right.
So yeah, so those are my finished stuff.
Okay, I have a big finish thing. I finally decided, and if you've followed me on Instagram, you saw this once because I did post it. It's
I don't
made
even know what
with
it is.
all my scrap.
Oh, are you making a scrap gown?
A scrap gown, and this will fit my queen size bed.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, I think it's done. It's huge. It's huge. You all see it?
Yeah, you can move over to the
We'll
right.
cover up. That's my scrap brand.
Scrap
And
gown.
this is doubled. It's actually goes all the way down. It will fit my queen size bed. And
Wow.
what I did is when I crocheted my, you always have a little left over when you make dishcloths. And so I went and I just kept the little balls and I just started this thing, and every time I'd get one, I'd add it on. So.
And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. We invented the scrap gown. About 15 years ago.
Yes, we did.
We did. My first one, I think I made maybe even 20 years ago.
Yeah, it was a
Because I
long-
made it before we were married, but I was
Right.
in college.
And then you took the one to the fair.
the
in
fair,
Kingman,
yeah,
and
and
you
we
won.
got, yeah.
She
We
won a
actually took
prize.
it to the fair in Kingman, Arizona, and we didn't get a blue ribbon, but I got first place. So we didn't get first out of the whole division, but I got first in my section of the division, which was awesome.
Yeah, so see?
Yeah. And the scrap
that's-
gowns are fun because then you don't waste anything.
Yeah, and all the fairs are coming up. So I hope you guys that have towns that have smaller fairs are entering all your stuff into the
Enter
the
everything.
fairs.
It's free to enter, and you win like $2, $3.
And you entered a lot. You entered your monkey hat and
I
your
entered my
owl
monkey hat, my owl hat. I entered my that.
Scrap gown.
I entered. There's a couple other things. A scarf, I think.
Yeah.
I think I entered
Oh,
one of my holy
I
scarves.
guess I could show my scarf too.
Yeah,
This
but
is
you
the
gotta-
finish.
you gotta show your
By
socks,
next,
too.
I am, but that's not my finished project.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
This is my Christmas scarf. Actually, it was. Now I'll tell you the story on this. This I had the first time I knitted it. I only knitted it this wide, and I didn't really like it, and it was real long. So as we do, Amber and I took the whole thing apart
And started from
and
there
started
again.
over, and I just got it done. So that's.
How many times do I take things apart? I'm like,
Uh,
oh, I think I'll make a hat today, and then I get about halfway through and I go, I'm
But
done.
and this is cotton, just the red, green, and white cotton.
Which is absorbent.
Okay, now
Now
we're
we
gonna
have
do
stuff from others.
stuff from others.
Oh
I-
wait, should I show my new yarn, or should I wait till the end on that? My new colors.
Oh yeah, show your new colors because
So-
this is a work in progress.
This
and
is a
she
work in
just got
progress.
them done.
So I'll show you a couple of things that I've got. So if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen these. These are the new things you get when you order from me. It's got the stitch marker attached to it, and these are peppermint tea inside. And I made the envelope. Everything is I made it and put it all together for you. So and each one has a little different stitch marker and a different ribbon. So yeah, those are those. Okay, and then I finally got my knit picks order in. So we've dyed a whole bunch of new yarn. Oh, my little hookies are still attached to them.
I'm going to say that's how we dye. We use the little Caribbean to keep them so they don't
the names
tangle.
of any of them. Do you remember the names of any of them?
Didn't you write them down?
No.
Oh,
On it, Etsy.
they're on
They're on
Etsy.
Etsy.
The names are on Etsy. She just made
Oh,
them
I
up
called
yesterday.
this one Royal Garden.
Oh, okay, Royal
This is
Garden.
Royal Garden because it's got royal purple and then the yellow. This
That
one is Mamba.
I was just gonna say,
After the
Mama.
Mamba candies. Yay, Mamba candies.
And they're really squishy.
They are, and they're super soft.
Mhm.
And sorry, but some of them are already sold. So some of these I'm showing are gone. So my yarn goes fast. Just FYI, your yarn goes pretty fast too, doesn't
Yes,
it?
it does, yes.
I'm gonna come up with new
So-
colors. So if you're interested in any of these,
And what we do, we don't take an order and dye. We dye it, and then we put it on Etsy. So if you see it on Etsy, that means we've got it.
and it's ready to go.
And it's ready to go.
And we ship out within a day.
And yeah, it's usually the same day.
Sometimes
we
if
get
it's
an order.
early enough in the day.
Yep. So,
Yeah, this one is called Murica, and it's sold. It's sold today. It's a deal. Oh, and I sold toast. Okay. This is my unicorn. I called it unicorn something, but it's light blue with little tinges of the pink orchid on it. This is chocolate covered strawberries, and it's sold too fast. It's sold fast.
my chocolate raspberry cocoa sells fast.
This one I love. I'm actually making a worsted right now in this color scheme. So if you like worsted, these are all fingering weight. But I have some worsted that I'm working on dyeing right now, actually. Sitting in the pot right now.
They're cooling off.
I've got this one that is, it's funny story about this, the color on this. I commented this on Instagram too, and someone said that happens a lot.
I must have used it when I first got it. It's called Twilight Gray.
Twilight Gray.
And I didn't like it because it turns purple.
Well, she didn't like it, but she couldn't remember why
I didn't like it.
And
So
then
I
I
gave
was
it to
dyeing
Amber.
on Friday, and it turned this lovely.
You know, you give your children everything you
lavender.
don't want.
Yes, yes. But it turned this lovely lavender, and it's got black speckles on it too, and the nice cream.
Oh, and all these are dyed with the acid dye. with
Yeah,
the
now
Dharma acid.
everything now I do is with the Dharma acid dyes. I don't do food coloring anymore because we have upgraded. And then this one is fresh watermelon. And this one actually sold today too. But I'm also dyeing up another worsted in this color. So
Right.
if you like this, it'll be available in my shop.
Very, very soon.
Maybe tomorrow morning before I go home.
Oh, okay. Well, my stuff is all I haven't dyed this week because I knew she was coming. But I wanted to show some of my ones that are my favorites that I've dyed. This one I call Licorice Snaps. It's the red and black and red thing, so it's kind of it's a pretty one. And yeah, if you like red, the problem is I like reds, so I do a lot of reds. But I love blues too, so I do a lot of blues. And you know, you tend to dye what you like. And I've had to step out of my shell and dye some like this is one of my, where is it?
There's this one.
It's green.
Is it the green apple one? Because
Is
that's
it
over
there?
here. This one?
No, here it is.
Oh, I'm like, there's your dip
This
dye
is green. It's the mint green, but it's got speckles. And it's the brown speckles, and I got red speckles on there, and orange
I'll put it up
speckles,
a little bit
and
higher.
purple. So, you know, it's got lots of colors on it. And one of my other very popular ones, that's
Still
okay.
behind. You made a sale.
I made a sale, is not, oh, which one's this? This is Stormy Hawaiian Sunset. For any of you that
Look at
that,
how pretty those colors are,
that
though.
haven't seen this one, it was
A little bit that way. There we go. Sorry.
It was one of the ones I dyed and sent to Ink Indigo, and Debbie Reese and Amy Mead, and they just loved it. And it's got the black in it that turns gray, and then it's got Caribbean blue,
Which Caribbean blue is so pretty.
duckling, and pink orchid. So it's a nice multicolor.
You know, and the more I dye, the more I realize none of these colors are ugly colors.
No.
They're all really pretty. They're all high quality colors. And honestly, I mean, you
Yeah,
don't
they're
think you're
just-
going to like something and then you dye with it and you're like, oh, that is pretty. Or you
See,
think
this-
you're going to love
I'm
something.
not a pink person, but I did this one with pink. But then I splotched it with the sapphire blue and
Which
the
we love,
red,
sapphire blue.
oxblood red, and so you get a nice when you knit with this, it'll give you like little speckles.
Little
around
speckles in there.
So,
Mhm.
okay, now
Very nice.
we're going to show the things that, since I don't knit, about 6 months ago I put on Instagram that anyone that would knit me socks, I would send them the sock color to knit with, and I would give them an extra skein. Well, I had 5 girls that did it for me, and I am just so proud of every one
Well,
of them.
actually, didn't you have 6 that you're waiting on, the 6th one?
Yeah, the 6th one, she
They
kind
haven't
of
come yet.
flaked out, and
The shorties? No.
no,
No, your
this, I had
shorties
a number
lady.
6 lady that was
Oh.
supposed to. She has my Mockingjay.
Oh, and she still hasn't sent you
She's
anything.
never sent me anything. So,
Okay.
but anyway, this is what it looked like. It's called Evening Tide. It happened to be one of my club colors, and then this was Rosalie York. These are I wanted knee highs, so
She's
these
so
are the
fun.
knee highs that she
She's
gave.
very
to me.
talented.
Yeah, and so that was, and I I wore these all winter as I got them. Then Shauna Doyle.
Is she Shauna Knits?
Shauna Knits.
Shauna Knits.
Shauna Knits. And
On Instagram, right?
Yeah, and Rosalie York is Rosalie York on Instagram too.
Okay.
But this is Shauna Knits, and this is my Somewhere in Time. See, it's nice color, pretty, and this is how it knit up. And
That's so
then she
pretty.
used
And
my
then she put-
pink ballerina on the ends. I sent them each a little mini of the
Coordinating colors.
For the coordinating colors. So that was from Shauna. Then this was one of my favorite colors, and it happens to be a favorite color in the shop too. I call it Hawaiian Dream, and it is vivid. It is it's that like a berry crush and Caribbean blue,
how that one
and it
knit
has
up.
sour apple in it and teal. Okay, and this is how it knit up.
It knitted up so pretty.
It's so different. See? Isn't that neat? How she knit it up?
So nice. With
And
your coordinating colors.
with my coordinating colors, Berry Crush. Okay.
We like Berry Crush.
Then, if any of you follow me, you know I did a Hunger Games group where I did 5 or 6 different Hunger Games. And this one was this was called Hunger Games, and it's silver, black, and gold. And this was a surprise. When it knitted up, it striped. It did semi-striped. This was hand painted, laid on the table and hand painted. So, but it striped up. Isn't that pretty? Reminds me of a bumblebee.
Reminds me of Slytherin, but that's green and
Yeah.
silver, isn't it?
Right.
I don't know why it made me think of Slytherin then.
And then this is my Catching Fire. Like I said, I love red. This is reds and orange and gold, just real vivid. And it's striped too.
Because you hand painted it. You have long enough sections that
Right.
they'll stripe around for a sock. For
And-
a hat,
and
you'd probably
if
have
you
like
can
a
see,
swirl. That's really cool.
I did the gold on the ends, and then I did red on one side and orange on the other. And that's why you get the mini striping of the orange and the red, and then it goes to a big gold. And then orange and red. Isn't that neat? I mean,
So fun.
yeah, and this one was done by,
You have your list is underneath all your things over there. You covered it.
okay,
I see it. You see purple?
okay. The Catching Fire was done for me by
Catching Fire.
Karen Cochran. And the Hunger Games was done for me by Brooke.
From Rhymes with Brooke on Etsy.
on
right? Or
on Instagram, Rhymes with Brooke. I don't know what her last name is. I have her. She's one of my customers, but I just forgot to look her up. So, and Evening Tide was done by Knitting with Catherine. So Catherine.
Okay. Or is it
And-
Knitting with Catherine or Knitting Catherine?
Oh, Knitting Catherine
There's a difference.
on Instagram. Yes.
And it's Catherine with the C.
Yes, let's see. Okay, so those are the people that knitted all these nice things up. Now I also have Shauna Doyle, and I have become really good friends.
Is she the one who's going to do the shorties?
She's doing all my
Oh,
shorties
okay.
for me. I sent her a skein of each of the colors I wanted, and different. We did like an alpaca. We did an MCN. We did a 85-15 and the 75-25 yarn, and then the soft and sturdy. I did 6 of them, so I don't know what the other one. But anyway, I sent her a whole skein, but I divided it up for her so she can make herself a pair of shorties and make me a pair of shorties. And I really appreciate this, Shauna, because I don't knit. I tried. I mean, I know how to, but just basic.
And I don't knit socks.
Yeah, yeah. And to me, it's so much faster to crochet things that I make. So the knitting just isn't my forte.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
So let's see.
what else?
Oh, you want to talk about your bag? Your one bag?
Oh, and then before after Christmas, I saw Sarah Hart from Bayou Gardens Gifts. She
Bijou.
Or
B-I-J-O-U-S.
Garden Gifts. She had posted on Instagram that she had some bags for sale. Well, I emailed her and she had sold the bag, but she said I could have any of the other bags for sale. And this is the one I got.
It's really cute.
Isn't
Those
it
owls,
cute?
those
With all the
Christmas owls.
The Christmas owls. And it's really made good. I actually, see, that's the inside. And I actually use it to keep all my charms in that I give you guys.
Oh, I just realized she lined it with a different fabric
Uh-huh,
inside. Oh,
yeah.
that's really nice.
Right.
Because even my ones from the place that shall not be named, 31,
Right. They're not lined.
they're not lined. Well, I think they used canvas. It's pull.
Oh,
It feels like pull. Like if you've ever worked with pull, That's what they use in cloth diapers to make them water resistant, or in nursing pads, like fabric nursing pads. They'll put a layer of pull on the outside, and it feels soft and slippery, so it's water resistant, not waterproof, but water resistant.
And then last, maybe April, her and I decided to do a collaboration, and we used my Somewhere in Time, and she sent me this bag, and I made it match. Can you see?
So nice.
It had little butterflies on it, and this was our Somewhere in Time. She sold the bags, and I sold the yarn. We didn't put them all in one shop. But anyway, yeah, this is one of my favorite colors.
Collaboration.
So those are my two people that I bought from. You know.
Yeah.
So what else?
What else do we want to talk about? Because that's the end of our list.
Well,
This is our first time, so we're
Yes.
kind of. Let's see. What you doing?
When you buy something from me, this is
should
I'm sending
have.
to you. Turn around. Oh no,
No, they're on the table over there.
no.
No.
I was going to show what I was sending.
Oh, do you have them over there? Pay no attention to the woman behind the curtains.
Before summer started, I used to send these, which is 4 chocolates and a thing. But
Stitch marker.
A stitch marker. But since summer hit, I didn't want to send it through the mail because I thought it might melt onto the yarn. So now I send tea with some peppermints and a little stitch marker. Everybody always gets a stitch marker from me.
Me too.
And-
Always.
right. And if you happen to get one of the same, well, that's just the luck of the draw. Because I just grab in and yeah.
And when I started, I used to do 2 stitch markers. Actually, did I ever tell you that I was doing 2 stitch markers? But I changed it to 1 now that especially that I'm doing the tea, because it's all one little package. So, and we make those ourselves. We make the stitch markers ourselves.
Yes, we do. We make
Well, I
them
don't make
ourselves.
the beads, but I put
But
them.
we put them on. We put them together to go.
Yeah.
So, but it's kind of hard to talk. I don't see how some of these people talk for 2 hours.
Say anything exciting happened? Well, okay, so I live in Idaho. I'll tell you,
yeah.
I live in Idaho. I didn't tell you that part.
No.
And she lives in Utah. So we decided, spur of the moment, Saturday, that I would come up on Sunday here to Utah so we could film our first video. Because we put it on Instagram and everyone wanted us to do it really fast. And so we had to find a way, and since school hasn't started yet,
She has a little time.
and I had some time off rehearsal, which hopefully I don't have rehearsal Tuesday, I don't think we do. But I came up. It's a 4-hour drive from, 3.5-hour drive
Right.
from where I live to here. And my husband is home with the cats. He was gone all last week at scout camp, so I was by myself all week.
And she'd not been by herself that long before.
No. Well, what made it the worst thing is where his campsite was, is they didn't have cell reception. Last year when he went to scout camp, he called me every night. And so it was not as bad, but this, I talked to him Monday when he left, and I talked to him on Saturday when he got home. And it was so weird. But yeah, so that's why we have a big variety on the stitch markers now too, because I did a lot of stitch markers on Monday and Tuesday while I was binge watching TV shows. Speaking of which, America's Next Top Model, season 8, cycle 8.
I don't watch that show.
Hey, cycle 6. They had a young lady who had Asperger's who made it into the top 4, which
Wow.
was so cool. If you don't know what Asperger's is, it's like a form of autism.
Right.
And it was kind of interesting watching her and seeing, if you've never watched America's Next Top Model, they do different challenges every week for their photo shoots and such. Like they'll do like walks where they have to walk the catwalk, but they'll do different types of photo shoots where they have to do different things. And it was interesting watching someone who has Asperger's, because a lot of times they have a lot of social issues and they don't know how to communicate the same way. It's a lot different for them. And so with the way that she thinks, there was one week where they were like filming a music video, and it was so hot, but because of her Asperger, she's like, well, I didn't want to inconvenience anyone, so I didn't want to tell them that I was hot and thirsty and tired, and she actually passed out on the film shoot. But it was because she didn't feel she had the capacity to mess up what they were doing, and it was because of the Asperger's. It wasn't just because of her as a person. So it was interesting, and the fact that she made it into the top 4, because
Right.
that's a big deal. I mean,
We're
she was
Pepsi
beautiful.
drinkers.
I'm a Coke drinker, but she has Pepsi.
But I only have Pepsi though. That's
So
what
I'm
she
a
drinks.
Pepsi
here.
drinker when I'm here. So yeah, so top model and Handmaid's Tale. Liked it. Weird, but liked it.
Handmaid's Tale. That's the one you told me about
Yes.
that I haven't watched yet.
It
So.
is definitely not a family-friendly TV show.
Oh.
But it was intriguing.
Oh,
So,
and I forgot to mention.
yeah, what'd you forget?
Right now, I have my Fairy Glimmer Club
Oh,
going.
yes, you gotta talk
In
about
fact,
your clubs.
Yes, you have 2 more days. They close on the 26th of the month. Then I dye the yarn on the 27th and 28th, and then I have it to you in the mail on the 1st of every new month. And right now we're doing the August one, so go to my site if you're interested. I call it Fairy Glimmer because I am using the Sparkle yarn, so it gets
It's pretty.
Uh-huh,
I was going to say, tell them why it's glimmer.
Glimmer, yeah. I would have
Exactly.
showed you one, but I shipped everything out, all my glimmer
She only
yarn.
has the virgin
Yeah,
stuff.
I don't keep it, but I should. I should make myself up an extra one.
You should, but what would you do with it since you don't knit?
I'd give it as a giveaway.
Save it to give to Shauna to do shorties?
Yeah. Well, I did send her one.
Oh,
I
did you?
yes.
Oh, so we'll get some
And then
back
right after
maybe
she
by
got
the
it,
next
she
video.
liked it so well, she joined my
Signed
club. So,
I feel like the heat is making me rosy.
yeah,
Do you feel
it
that
is.
way too?
And then I have just a normal sock club, and it's a
Sock club or yarn club?
sock club. It's sock yarn.
Okay.
And you get a skein of sock club, a whole skein, 100 grams of regular, whatever color I come up with, and then you get a matching mini for your heels and toes, and cuffs if you make long ones. And that one's also on. And then I have a club for MCN people. That's what this is up here. Mine is all MCN that I have out. And
What is MCN?
that is merino cashmere nylon. So it's softer.
It's a little stretchy with
just
the
a little
nylon,
softer, yeah, and a little stretchier. And in fact, all the socks I showed you, I had them do in my MCN, the softer, this yarn. Not that it's any softer than the fingering. The fingering's really soft too.
Yes.
We work with a very soft yarn.
This is so soft, like, and when you dye it, it gets softer.
yeah, it
Because
does.
we use vinegar. I don't know if any of you are like natural people out there that use vinegar as fabric softener, but it really does make it softer. Like the difference in feel of this to the virgin yarn,
Mhm.
it's amazing how much softer it gets just by dyeing it in a pot with
it
vinegar.
almost feels silky.
It
when you're
does.
working with it.
It
Yeah.
does.
And then I did want to mention for any of you that have children or husbands that you're making socks for, we have a yarn called Soft and Sturdy. And it's soft, but it's a little sturdier. It's a very high twist. So for kids that are running around without their
more
socks on, it's
durable.
more durable. And I have a little pair of socks somewhere.
Did you
Okay,
find them?
there.
I'm like, did you find them?
These Shauna made for me too, and they're made with the soft and sturdy. And when I first ordered it, I only ordered 20 skeins because I wasn't sure I was gonna like it because it
Well,
feels.
you didn't like it
I
at first,
didn't
and she
like
gave
it.
me some of
Yeah.
them because she didn't like it. But
But then after she knitted these up, and I've been wearing them, I love them. And look at how nice. These have been washed about 8 times.
I say, and these are all superwash.
Yep,
So
they're
you can
all
wash them in
superwash.
your washing machine.
Although I
We
don't,
still recommend hand wash and lay flat to dry, but
because
you
it
can.
only takes a matter of minutes
Yeah.
if you have a bunch of.
Well, and because it's wool, wool does dry faster than
That's right.
cotton does. It
And
doesn't keep the water
Right.
in it.
So,
So
but anyway, and so she
I
made
bet
me
these
these.
would make great diaper covers for people who make the knitted diaper covers
Oh yeah.
because they use wool diaper covers, and that's
And they usually use worsted if you
Or
saw.
wool soakers, too. and they'll felt them. They do felting. So my other so our yarn that's on sale this month,
Yes, for $10.
our worsted does felt, and that would probably make really great soakers.
Yeah, so if you make felted purses, we try to carry something for everyone. See, I have the alpaca. I have the.
She has way more than I do.
Yes, but
She has everything.
Whenever I tried something, if I liked it, I started putting that in my shop. And yeah, and then our worsted weight, what we're working with now, but the worsted weight is it's a brand that we get
Do you
our
want me
fingering
to
from.
grab one?
No,
I have one.
and it is super soft too. It's
And
a
this
super soft
this
worsted.
worsted is
But the sail
Super wash,
worsted, yes,
right?
yes,
Okay.
the worsted, but the sail wash isn't super
the sail
wash.
worsted is not
Yeah.
super wash.
So
So it's great for felting, but it's also great for winter hats.
yes, it's very warm, as everybody knows. And I even have a few. I got some Aran weight, which is you get 180 yards versus in a regular worsted you get 220. So that shows you it's a little thicker, but not that much, and it's soft, just like the worsted. It's just so soft. So if you want to make a nice warm hat, that would be a good one, the Aran weight. And I know a lot of you out there probably like Aran weight. I had never even heard of it until I saw it on my English site where I get some of my wool, and I thought, well, they don't have just regular worsted. They had Aran/worsted. So I thought, well, I'll try a little, and I did like it. So I do have some of that. Yeah, I have a very big site. I have 353.
I'm at like 41 now. Well, no, I'm at like 38 because I sold 3 this morning.
Right. But if you're looking for a different kind of yarn and not just the 75-25, like I said, I have 85-15, I have alpaca, I have MCN. So I try to carry a bunch of different varieties.
And you're really good. She's really good about making 2 of each one.
Oh yeah, I make 2 of each.
She makes 2 of each. I make 1 of each. So my shop, everything, it's all unique.
Right.
So if you like something, you got to get it while it's there. Just so you know, because I'm probably not going to make it again. I may make something similar. Like I'm trying to re-dye that bright blue that was super popular on my Instagram, and my first try didn't turn out right. So, and I don't write down my recipes. I should.
You got to. I had to start to. I didn't at first. I just died because I was doing one-of-a-kind ones. But you know, now I can say, if you like one of mine and I only have 1 available and you want 10, like happened last week, I can make you 10 because I have all the recipes written down and I do them all the same. Now they may not look the same because sometimes one part of a dye will take up the thing and some I sprinkle and stuff
moves
and it moves and yeah, but they'll still be all the same 3 colors or 4 colors. So yeah, I do that too. I love to dye yarn. I've kind of let my other shop go because it's so much more fun to dye yarn because I'm an artist.
Creative.
I'm a creative and I love to work with colors. It's just one of those things that, well, I took art in high school, but never thought about being an artist or anything. But
art was different back then, wasn't it?
Yes.
In high school.
It was different back
in the Stone Age.
I did
I'm just
pots.
kidding.
We made pots.
See, now that's a whole separate class called pottery.
Yeah.
There's art and there's pottery.
And see, we had 4 quarters, so every quarter we made something different for the art class. But they don't even do that anymore. Now they take them in blocks. You can take a block of.
Well, it depends on where you go to school.
Oh, I know.
It depends on where you go to school.
Yeah.
Like at my husband's new school, they're all 1-year classes. You don't take blocks of
But
them.
the
Like,
other
you don't
ones,
take,
they weren't, were they? Weren't
well,
they
they were
blocks?
supposed to be 1 year, but they were letting kids come in and out at quarter and semester, which was really setting them up to fail. But we're not going to talk about that right now because it's not tender or anything. So let's see. Oh, in our shop too, if you don't find what you like, let us know. We can special do stuff for you. Special do stuff.
Yeah,
do
in fact,
special listings for
I
you.
did a couple special orders for one girl, and I came up with my Love Potions number 9. But since she had told me what color she wanted, I asked her first if I could keep it tight for a while.
I'm thirsty.
Well, you have to wait. So I put it in my shop, and it's been a good seller. It's the grays and pinks and blacks. It's real pretty. And then another one I did for the same girl. I haven't put it on my shop yet. I haven't made one up, another one. But when you see Poseidon, you'll know that it's blues, different blues. Yeah, it might come up someday, you know. But me, the problem is when I dye something, I want to do 2 in each of my weights, my color weights. So that's 12 of one color I have to dye because I think, well, what if I have it in fingering and she wants it in worsted? Or what if I have it in worsted and she wants it in alpaca? So I try to dye 2 of each to begin with, and then I just kind of watch. And if the alpaca's not selling, then I just will let it phase itself out, and I'll just dye the others. So, but anyway.
So yeah, so special orders, we do those. Sometimes they take time. For me, on certain ones, they'll take longer because I don't always have everything in
Right,
stock.
and she's going to be working again.
And yeah.
But me, I can dye within 2 days.
After the 23rd of August.
Yeah.
But then I'll have an income coming in again too.
So
This summer has been hard because it's been passive income for me, basically. Like, so when I make a yarn sale or when I make a sale in my other shop or when someone buys something through Stampin' Up! For me, I get a little bit of extra money. My husband gets paid once a month, but mine stopped. June was my last paycheck until September.
yeah,
And so summer's been really tight, but once school starts again, I think we figured it out so we can both budget in money, for our shops every month.
Right.
So that I can be putting more on and having someone either favorited something of yours or has had a joke conversation.
We have those neat phones that tell us.
Sorry, I'm like, oh, I heard her phone. Yeah, so especially once school hits in September. Well, my first paycheck September 25th.
Oh, that's right, because you have to work before you get paid.
Well, and they've changed. We were getting paid on the 1st. So I would have gotten a paycheck on the 1st for like 3 days of work.
Oh, right.
But now they're moving it because we get our grant from the state on the 15th, so they can pay us by the 20th, I think is what they said. So last year a couple times there was issues and we didn't get the money when we thought we were going to. So yeah, but now we should always get paid on the 20th, which will be nice. because I think my husband gets paid on the 20th too with his new district.
Right.
And we're both getting raises, so that'll be good too.
Yep, that will. We can
Yeah.
start putting more things in. But really, you know, since you're just doing one of each color, you still have 40 different things.
And I don't have as many dye colors yet as she does.
No, we're working
I
on
have
that.
17.
Yep.
But I can do good variety with those
And
colors.
you can mix them.
Shades
I
of them.
mixed for my Somewhere in Time. I mixed 2 of the blues to get the light blue that I wanted.
Well, and
So-
for Murica, for this red, this is, yeah, make sure I say this right. I think I did pink iris and mauve together.
Pink orchid.
Pink orchid and
And
mauve,
mauve.
I think, together. The pink orchid and mauve or pink orchid and magenta, 2 of them together. And I might have put a little bit of orange in it
Yeah,
too
'cause
to
I
make
was
it
saying
more
it
of a
looks
red,
almost
like a real red.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to go really like red, white, and blue. You know, America's colors. America's colors. You know. So yeah, so I mix colors sometimes too. And the one I'm dyeing over right now, I mixed 2 colors and it didn't look the way I wanted it to. So
Oh, that happens too.
it does.
And then I'm going to say this now too. If you're purple people, I have purple. And only because my son said, and he's an older son, he says, "You're not doing any purple? People like purple and black. Mom, do some purple and black."
Well, I know it's my sister-in-law's favorite color
Yeah.
and my mother-in-law's favorite color.
Right. So I put it in the shop, Purple Haze, and it's been one of my best sellers. So, and it knits up really pretty. So it's just purple and black.
Yep.
So if you like those colors, and then
We
this is
got
the
'em.
Caribbean blue in the
It's
black.
so pretty too.
So I call this Enchanted. After the movie, just something about it. Yeah. So, but anyway. So,
Let's see, is there anything else we want to talk to you guys about this month? For our first month, I don't know.
no, I don't either, because
Trying to
we
think.
don't have that many works in progress, and we haven't got a lot of stuff in the mail yet. So, you
Yeah.
know, so we will have most of the podcasters, when they hit 500, they have a giveaway. But we're going to have a giveaway
At 250? Is that what we
250.
decided? At
At
250
250
subscribers on our podcast.
and all you have to do to be in the drawing is be one of our podcast subscribers. So you will automatically be in it. I'm not going to make you follow us on Instagram or
Not
follow
this
us
first
on, not
one.
the first one, but because that's just more work for us.
Yes.
We have to make sure you're everywhere. So since this is our first podcast and we want to get people in the podcast, so please feel free to share this or tell your friends about it. I will be posting on Instagram, and
I will be too.
Yeah.
I will be too.
And if you hit the link to sign up that we had there, that's nice, and you did get it, but it's easy just to go to YouTube and put in Hurley's hand dyed, and it brings us right
But
up.
I figure if they're watching us, they know that.
Well, not if they signed up when we had the other link.
Oh.
Yeah, right?
Okay. I'm like, but they found us. They found us either way. My hand looks huge when I do that. Look at that. That's huge.
Woo!
Okay, sorry.
Oh,
So you
anyway.
get to watch us be dorks every time.
Yeah.
Um,
But Amber is, I didn't even say this, Amber is my youngest child. So
and her tallest
after
daughter.
after her dad died, she was only 13 or 14.
I was 14.
14. So we had like 6 years where it was just us, because the other daughters were all married. 4 years?
I go to college at 18.
Oh, okay, 4 years. But it was just us. So a lot of our, we think alike, and we can almost say the same things sometimes at the same time.
Sometimes.
Where I have 2 other daughters and a son, and they were already gone and out of the house when my child,
Yeah,
my
because the next
7 year
youngest
after,
is
yeah.
7 years older than me.
7
They're
years
7,
difference.
10, and 11 years older than me.
So she was just a afterthought, I'll say.
I was the accident. My brother tells me they found me in a garbage can
And he wanted to give you back.
because he wanted a boy.
Yes, he wanted a brother.
He wanted a brother that he could take
he
to
was
Little
already,
League. And
yeah, he wanted to take.
he was 11 when
brother
I was
11.
born.
Yeah, he was 11, and it was a big shock. Another girl, you know, all these girls, and all
They
our
saved the best
dogs,
for
and all our
last.
cats were always girls.
You had Spanky, and you had Sky. Your
Well,
cats.
but that was when I was raising cats. I used to have a cattery called Crystal Sky. That's where I got the name for my shops. Because
Named
I,
after her cat.
named after Crystal, my original, and Sky, my male. So I just had Crystal Sky. Worked
Well,
out
before
great.
that, you were Hurley's Himas.
Hurley Himalayans.
Hurley
I did
Hima.
Himalayans, but yeah, that was a long time ago. Here, it
I
was
was
so
little.
funny. I was
like
raising
5.
I was raising Persians, and we lived in the hot state of California. Then I got rid of all the cats, and we moved to Helena, Montana, and I started raising hairless cats, the Sphinx, in the cold country, where I should have raised the Persians there and the Sphinx in Canada, but
But Sphinx were different then than they are now. they were hairier still.
Yeah.
They were still hairier. Now they're like
One of these days we'll, show you my Sphinx.
I bet we could get her out here now if we called her.
I don't know.
Hurley!
Pearl, treat.
She'll come. I bet she'll come because you said the T word.
The T word.
Do your animals respond to T words? Because ours respond to the T word.
Treat. Yeah. We like the treat.
Maybe she won't come.
Yeah. She gets under my son's blankets.
She's always cold, even though it's 100 degrees outside.
Yeah, and that's why you hear the fan in here, because I don't have air conditioning. I have a swamp cooler. And anytime the weather gets above 80 or 85, it stays warm in here. So, But when we go into winter, it'll be nice.
It will be nice.
So
let's see. I'm just trying to think if there was anything else because we went through our whole list.
We went through our whole list.
We talked about Instagram. We talked about Etsy.
Oh, and don't forget, come join my Fairy Glimmer Club. Don't miss out. It's fun, and I don't know what colors. My first colors were blue, purple, and I think a darker blue. 2 different blues and purple. And because of the glimmer on the dark blue, it really looked pretty. So lots of people got that one and loved it. So
and I don't do those. I don't
No,
do clubs.
you don't do those clubs yet.
I'm a
You might
little
later.
busy. I'm a little busy with my life. Because
'cause
like,
it's a-
now we have this channel, right?
Right.
I have my other YouTube channel that I do 2 videos a week. One is a Facebook Live for my Stampin' Up. I've been doing some more training for driving because I have to get my air brake endorsement now, on top of my other endorsements. Have the show rehearsal. I've been helping do stuff for the classroom, for the kindergarten. Just a little busy.
Yeah, and all I do is dye yarn. That's why I've got so much. But it's fun. Like I said, it's really fun. So we're going to try to podcast again every 3 weeks.
3 weeks, we think.
Because we have to travel. One of us, I'd like next month, I'll go to her house in Idaho. Then she'll come here in September. I'll go there in October.
And then November.
You're coming here.
November,
anyway?
I'm going to be here for the Stampin' Up! Convention.
Yeah, so you can come a day or 2 early, and we'll just try to figure that out. And then you usually come for Christmas, so
Yeah, and I think we decided we're gonna try to do Thanksgiving in Oregon with his family again, and Christmas here because it's easier to travel to Oregon in November.
Before they're real bad.
Before it gets snowy because they live.
Yeah, we get enough snow between Idaho and
fairly.
Utah, but they do keep it's all freeway, so they
Well,
keep it
and did you
fairly-
know? Did I tell you this? Okay, so this last winter in Idaho was the worst winter they've had in a long time. So when I went to the bus driver training, the other bus drivers were talking, and they said, according to the Farmer's Almanac, the next 2 winters are supposed to be just as bad or worse as this winter was. And this year we had I think we ended up totaling 30 or 40 feet of snow for the whole season. It was a ton. It was scary. So that's
Driving a
cool.
heavy old bus, they slide.
And we didn't get the worst of it until December, till after Christmas. That's when it got the worst.
Yeah.
December through March was when it was
Yeah,
so
and we had
bad.
a fairly mild. I mean, we'd get snow, but maybe that much at a time, and they clear it off. They're prepared for snow here in Utah, and they clear it off really fast. So it never. I don't think one day I couldn't get out.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. Like we said, I try to mail every day. I go to the post office about 4 o'clock every day, so that I catch all the orders that come in during the day. And since our yard's pre-made, why not ship it right out? So.
Yeah.
So it just makes it, I know when I am getting things in the mail, I want instantaneous,
Instant gratification.
Instant gratification. And another thing we do is when we get your order, we will email you back and let you know that we got it. So
Usually.
that-
She's better than I am.
I do every one of them. But I hate ordering from someone on Etsy and never hearing from them. Not hearing until I get the email in the mail that it's shipped.
But see, that's people who don't ship instantly either when they do that. If we ship within a day, you get notification within a day from us that yes, I've got your order and yes, it's
But I
coming
still
out.
email, and
I
I
know.
thank you for I'm an appreciate.
See, she's better about that than I
appreciate
do.
every one of you, because without you guys, we'd have no business. So I'm so glad so many of you like hand-dyed yarn, hand-dyed.
And
wool.
I was doing the hand stamped thank you cards in all orders and just slipping the stitch marker in there. I'm transitioning to the tea thing, so I'm probably not going to do the hand stamped thank you cards for a while. But no, I love you all. It takes a little more time to handwrite out a thank you card, like a
Right.
full-on card.
Right.
I may start sticking some of those cards in without writing on them, just so
And
you guys can use
them.
them.
Yeah.
Because I make them all myself. So whenever you get a thank you card from me, by the way, I made it.
That's right. I don't do that. I tried.
I give her some
I
of
tried
mine.
to. She gave me, yes, she gave me, I joined all her little clubs and Stampin' Up, got all this stuff and never even broke it out of the package. So I gave it back to her now. I thought, you know, I am
Because
not
I do
gonna
online
use it.
classes
Yes,
sometimes.
it was online classes, so yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, she'll put all our information down below.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll probably even put the next time then we figure it's like August 17th or something.
Somewhere in there.
But you'll know by Instagram, and if you are subscribing to us, I think you'll get a little bell, a little ding.
Yes. Oh no. Okay. So if you subscribe to us, if you want to get a notification, let me tell you, there's what you got to do. By where you hit subscribe, there's a little bell. Click on the bell, and then you will get a notification on your phone or on your computer when we post something. If you don't hit the little bell, it'll show up in your subscription feed that we've posted something, but you will not get a notification. So if you want a notification, did I say Instagram? I meant YouTube. If you want a notification from YouTube, you got to hit the little bell next to where it says subscribe. Okay? And when you click on it, it'll turn into a check mark. And that's how you know that you're going to get notifications.
And if you don't follow us on Instagram, please feel free to. I'm Crystal Skies Hand-Dyed, and we'll put it down below because it's spelled a little different. And she is
I am Amber's Yarn Shop.
So because there, I am always, every time I dye a new thing of yarn, I show it so that people know what I'm doing. You know, ahead
I
of
do
time.
too. If you follow me on Instagram already, you know this weekend I posted a lot of pictures. Actually,
Yeah.
this week I've posted a ton.
Right.
So,
it just
yeah.
gives you guys a heads up because sometimes if you just go to Etsy, you might only go once a week or something. If you're following us on Instagram, you'll see that.
You'll
when we
know,
do it
especially
daily.
like that's good for me because mine are all one of a kind.
Right.
So I put it on Etsy, and then I go right to Instagram and post a picture, so you can know right away when it's listed because it does go fast.
Right. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, we want to thank you all again for coming and visiting us. We were trying to keep, and we did keep it under an hour, because I know some of the podcasts, I've watched them too, they're long, and not that I don't enjoy them, but I have to turn them off and come back because an hour is or 2 hours is a long time.
Yeah.
An hour, yeah.
And
we
didn't
might
even-
get
we didn't
longer.
even think we could talk this long.
No, we thought maybe 15 minutes.
I mean,
But-
after 8 minutes, and I was like, oh, we're almost done with our list. I was like, we're not going to do anything longer than 20 minutes.
So,
But-
but we'll try to find more topics to talk about next week too. Next
and
time
we'll have
too.
more things. Maybe we'll have some things
More
from other
work in
people to
progress
show
and
on.
stuff,
More works
yeah.
in progress.
So,
If
yeah.
I can find my knitting bag, I am knitting another hat. But I think when we were supposed to maybe move at the beginning of the summer, so we started putting a whole bunch of stuff in boxes and a whole bunch of stuff in storage. And so it's possible my other knitting bag that had a project in it is in storage, so I have no idea. So if I can find that, I will show you guys that. It's
And she
with my
might-
hand-dyed yarn, and it's a yellow and green one, and it's really pretty. But I gotta find it, so,
Yeah, so-
let me have that for you.
But
If I can
anyway.
remember my pattern that I'm knitting
Yeah.
too.
But anyway,
Anyway, that's us.
Yeah, thanks so much, and we will see you later.
All right.
We talk with our hands. I don't know if you noticed that.
And I know a little sign language. That's actual sign language.
Okay. I
But
don't.
yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, all
Okay.
right. So
See you later.
Bye,
and
guys.
Thanks again.
okay, now we can talk for a second because we'll cut off the last 10 seconds or 15 seconds.
How do you think it went? Went pretty
well.
good. Oh, we should have said that too. That we were gonna we go straight through. We're not cutting out anything, so you're gonna see everything that happens here.
We could just add that right here because they can hear us.
No.
We have no outtakes either.
No outtake. Well, I guess this is an outtake. We're talking.
My monkey face.
Quit that, or your face will turn that way.
It already did. You see how fat my cheeks are?
There was something else.
Okay.
I got
We
all
want to,
my-
after we do this, we want to take some silly photos of us, just being like, with our stuff to make an intro.
Oh.